Hey folks, Mike McGee here. In today's video, we're going to talk about clover. I planted 3 types of clover here. I want to show you all 3 types in the stage that it's in now. It's just barely up about so tall. I had one type that's sort of experiencing a crop failure, so I'm going to plant another 50 pounds in this plot to try to take care of that problem. But I'm going to show you, I've got some unbelievable, beautiful crimson clover and berseem clover, and even some of my red clover where I feel like I have some failure. I've got some beautiful red clover coming up as well. So let's get into it. Okay, this is red clover seed from Alberta, Canada. My brother-in-law, Edwin, grew it, harvested it, and brought it all the way down here to me. And I am very happy about that. Very appreciative. And so I'm going to get this sowed out here. I'll show you this seed. It is gorgeous seed. Absolutely beautiful. And so let's get out here and get it planted. As you see behind me, the boys are picking corn. We left 3 rows here in this field when we chopped it for silage. And we left it here intentionally so that we could have our seed and our bread corn. That'll be in a different video, so be watching for that. I'm gonna get out here and sow this real quick. I love my solo seeder. The only thing that would beat this would be a pull behind on a 4-wheeler or a tractor or something along that line where you wouldn't have to carry it. But if you're gonna carry one, this is amazing. All right, let's talk about the different kinds of clover we got growing here. This is the berseem. I didn't ever know the word berseem in my life, and I Googled what kind of clover makes more nitrogen than crimson clover. This was the only one that I could find. And I called the seed company. It was Albert Seed Company up there in Minnesota. And they sold me a bag of this. And I am glad. Now, he told me if you're in a real dry climate, it may not produce more nitrogen than the crimson. But he said if you're in a climate that's got good soil, good moisture, it can outproduce crimson. Well, you know what that done to my little mind. I've got pretty good soil. I got pretty good moisture. Let's do it. So that's what we're going to do. Look at these leaves on this clover. This is interesting looking clover. It doesn't look like your typical clover. So I don't know what we're in for, but I think it's going to be a treat. I cannot wait for spring. I cannot wait to plow this under and watch the corn grow on it, feasting on that nitrogen. So that's what I have been trying and pleading with you folks to please plant clover. And I've got quite a few of you guys that planted clover this year. I'm telling you, you're not going to be sorry. You're going to be very happy come next spring. So let's go over and look at the crimson clover and see what it looks like. When it comes to just beautiful, downright gorgeous clover, crimson clover is, in my opinion, above and beyond any other clover that ever was. And as I discovered last year with my corn crop, it is an unbelievable nitrogen producer. I did not use any nitrogen, any fertilizer of any kind in this field last year and produced a knockout gorgeous corn crop. So that's what we're going for again. This clover is as thick and as beautiful as any I've seen. And you see it's got the traditional clover leaf. In the spring, it's going to have a beautiful red blossom that will blow your mind. It's so beautiful that when it's plowing time, it makes people mad that I plow it under, but I can't help it. It's for the corn. So anyway, that is beautiful. As you can see clearly, there are oats sprouting up in there. That's the bluish looking grass you see. That I put in intentionally to trigger the mechanism in the clover that produces nitrogen. That's what I was told, that if you have some other crop in there like an oat or a wheat, it will trigger and make more nitrogen than it would if it was a one solo crop. They call that monoculture, when you just have one crop only. Obviously, monoculture is not the most healthy way to use your soil. It's just not. Let's take a look at this red clover. Now, it's a little bit difficult to see the line right here where the crimson clover and the red clover meet, but it's right here. And basically what happened was my red clover didn't grow very good at all, so I came back in and replanted about a month or two ago. Well, this side of the corn took off and grew good. That side over there that is bare dirt didn't do so good, and I'm assuming it's because the corn shaded this during that dry hot spell and it was able to grow. The other side just burnt up. I think it sprouted, came up, and then the heat just burned it up. So anyway, you can take a look for yourself. This is the red clover. It actually came up very good on this side. It's got the oats mixed in it. Hopefully that'll trigger it, because red clover just don't produce as much nitrogen as crimson or berseem, it seems. That's what I've been told. We're going to try it and see in real life corn production what it does. So I'm excited to try it out. I tell you, that I am. Up north, it may be a little bit too late to plant clover. I really don't believe it's ever too late, really, because it can handle the freezes. You can sow it right on snow. The snow will take the seed down to the ground when it melts, and you're good to go. So I'm still going to say, if you've got some bare ground out there that needs something on it to produce nitrogen, get it on out there. Don't wait till spring. I've got a video that shows side by side spring versus fall planting. Spring planting just isn't nothing compared to the fall planting. So that's where you want to go. That's what you want to do. So that's all we've got for you today. We're going to get on out of here. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.